Cashflow Diary Podcast, episode 140.
Welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Cashflow Diary Podcast, the podcast that teaches you insider tips, tactics, and strategies for creating leverage streams of cash flow into your life. Learn from top-performing entrepreneurs, business owners, investors, and thought leaders from across the globe as they share their secrets to success. Like what you learn on this and other Cashflow Diary podcast episodes? Go to learninvestingnow.com and sign up to receive powerful tips and information that will help you succeed as an entrepreneur and investor. Now, here's your host, investor, entrepreneur, business owner, educator, speaker, author, and master facilitator of Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game, Jay Massey.
Okay, welcome, guys, gals, people of all ages. Glad that you are here. One of the things that I wanted to do today is, if you noticed in the show title, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of questions and answers. We now have a members-only benefit, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about, let you know that a members-only benefit that we have inside what we call our Cashflow CORE membership is that I answer your questions live once a week. So you can email them in, send them in, etc. For our members so that they're able to move forward and continue to get their deals done. What I thought we'd do today is just to give you a sample of some of the questions and how that kind of flows so it's kind of like a peek behind the curtain, if you will. And in fact, if you want to participate live, you can do so 30 days, no cost. All you got to do is leave us a review on the podcast. See, very simple. Leave us a review on the podcast and go over to cashflowdiary.com/reviews and it'll step you right through the process. That's cashflowdiary.com/reviews so that you can get your free 30 days and participate with us live. In the meantime, let's get over to the show. Welcome to another Q&A with Jay. I am Jay, and we're going to answer your questions today, specifically as it relates to real estate investing. And I'm excited about that. If you haven't heard, obviously, we have a podcast on iTunes, cashflowdiarypodcast.com. Feel free to go over there, subscribe. We have literally hundreds of hours of information that you can sit there and listen to that will help you begin to understand how to grow and build your own cash flow from lots of entrepreneurs around not just the US, but the world, so that you can figure out what's it going to take for you to build your business as well. If you haven't already, make sure that you're at cashflowdiary.tv and you can participate live in the chat room that's right over here so that I can look and see what you guys got going on. A couple of things to note, just so that you guys know. Many of you probably see a banner just below this video, that says start your trial. Start your trial. In a few weeks, the Q&A with Jay show will only be available for those who are members, of our new Cashflow Diary Core Membership program. As many of you know, I'm going to show you what that program looks like later as we go through, and so you can see what's inside for those who haven't had an opportunity to do so. But we are giving a trial just below. Again, we'll get you a free 7 days. You can poke around, play around, look at it, and see what the information is that we have there for you. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised and absolutely happy about everything that you see inside there. At the end of the day, the goal that I want to do is I want to help more people end up in positions to where they can buy more buildings and help more people do more deals faster. And we found that this is going to be a great way for us to work with you very, very closely in terms of making sure that your deals stay on track and that you go out there and do the things that you need to do specifically as it relates to getting your business and real estate off the ground. So we've got a number of questions today. We'll cover those questions. We'll get some of the ones that are live, and then I want to take some time and show you under the hood inside the membership. And learning from last week, yes, we will be giving you a special offer for starting your trial. So we will definitely talk about that as well. All right, so let me see. I'm going to go with Michelle's questions first. Michelle was looking at our Cashflow Foundations course. She says, the biggest challenge for me when it comes to planning is putting dates to goals, and having to put dated from smallest to largest was a challenge. But I guess you have to start somewhere. That is true. I love doing this exercise because the clarity it brought to looking at what I have to do and where I'm going over the next 12 months. Now my challenge is to track. I mean, honestly, track my progress or lack thereof, to keep myself on the right track of bringing to fruition the smallest things between now and 6 months from now. Maybe the next trading video will help me with that. Well, I said I was going to do this later. Again, so that you guys know, with Q&A with you, I don't look at the questions ahead of time, and I'm just looking at this question. And the questions like this is one of the reasons why we started building the Cashflow Diary Core membership. So, the best way for me to answer Michelle's question is to show Michelle, here's the answer that we now have for you, Michelle, specifically the section that's going to help you with staying accountable and on track. There's two, to be very, very clear. So I accidentally went over to the courses, but right here, when you've got the community section. So we've got a private Facebook group where it's been a great place for a lot of individuals to be able to get some of the information that they need, to make sure that, hey, here's what I'm doing right now. What do you guys think? And it tends to happen to be near real-time feedback, because we've got enough people in there to where somebody's always posting, somebody's always answering, and we just keep cycling the information to help individuals make progress faster. So this is one of the best places for you. So, as terms of staying accountable. So let us know what you're up to, post it there, and I promise you someone's going to do it. Secondly, is the leaderboard. It's the thing I'm probably the absolute most excited about. We're going to be doing some membership only trainings on our tracking system that we are going to be releasing to members first, so that you guys have an opportunity to understand how to use the tracking system, how to use the leaderboard, and more importantly, what you need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, so that you can go out there and actually achieve the results that you're looking for in a scalable way. So that these are the two things that we're going to be doing for our members that will actually help you, Michelle, because again, some people are very self-disciplined, and that's great. Others, we need a little extra help. And for those of you who feel like you need a little extra help, this is part of what our members will have access to, as why part of the reason why you can't do this without a membership. And if you have to have something like that in order to make that work. But if you enjoy the idea of me helping you be accountable, this is going to be one of the reasons why you're going to want to make sure that you are absolutely there, in terms of inside the membership and starting your trial. So just keep that in mind as we go. Hopefully that answered your question. I see Seth has typed a question. He says, Jay, I just got a 7-unit apartment building under contract in Memphis. Congratulations. Walmart neighborhood. Inspections finished today, and property manager is suggesting to paint over the existing VCT tile and add decorative flakes. Have you ever used this? It depends on the paint and who the customer is. My only concern with that, well, I guess my largest concern is what's who's your customer? I mean, what's the painting over the tile really going to accomplish? Remember, at the end of the day, we're not trying to just patch the problem. You need to solve the problem permanently. And we want to go for durability more than anything. Because if you have turnover, you're going to have to do it again. You have turnover, you're going to have to do it again, right? Those are the things that I'm thinking about at the end of the day. So I want you to do it a good job the first time, even though it may cost a little bit more. And I think you'll be happy with that. And units do not currently have heat. Does it make sense to install central heat or window AC and heat combo system? Okay, got it. That's been a cost benefit analysis type of decision. It depends. If you already have some of the ducting for the central air, then it's probably okay to do that. If you don't have some of the ducting, then it's probably not. It's probably not going to work, especially given the amount of rent that you have to charge. You won't be able to charge enough rent to make up for the amount of duct work that needs to get done usually in that situation. So for a lot of ours, we always added window units instead. So just something to consider. Excellent. So hopefully that makes sense. At this moment. So cool. Now let's get over to Billy's question. Billy He's been paying attention to our Capital Creators course. Interesting thing about Billy, for those of you who don't know, he's all the way in Spain. It's awesome, in my opinion, because again, as I've said before, the information works so long as you have the legal right to own property and you're near people. At the end of the day, you're good. So I'd like to know my thoughts on two questions. Is it better to find the deal than bring in investors or raise the capital first? Didn't we just, okay, sorry. I see you guys, if you were here at the beginning, you saw the commercial question and answer. We're going around the net looking for frequently asked questions, taking questions that we get frequently. And this just proves the point. So Billy, I'm just going to tell you to hit rewind and go watch what we did at the beginning, because it totally answers all of the questions that you're just question that you're asking right there. So what financial vehicles exist, or which tactics could I employ that would help me respond to their concerns about the exchange rate? That's right. I remember you asking this in the Facebook group. All right. So, Billy, I've got the same challenge, and because I remember in the Facebook group, sometimes it's just too much to say and to try and type. So here's the deal. What financial vehicles exist? It depends on the exchange broker that you're working with. So what you've got to do, they're going to have concerns about the exchange rate. So one way, and this is probably the only thing you can do. Yeah, I can't control how much money is printed and isn't, and all this fiscal policy and all those other things. So the concern is absolutely valid. However, there are some brokers who will literally, for a fee, freeze the exchange rate or guarantee the exchange rate for an extended period of time. They probably also play in the Forex market. So you're looking for a broker who does currency exchange and Forex at the same time, so that you have the ability to lock in. It's, for all intents and purposes, you're going to pay a fee to lock in a particular exchange rate that you or your investors are actually comfortable with, so that you know, worst case scenario, this is what it's got. It's like a put option on the put option on the cash. So that you have the opportunity to make sure that you can go out and do what it is that you need to do. And again, now you can see why I said I could answer it on Q&A with Jay and not in the Facebook group, because it's a little bit more detailed than just do, XYZ. But that has been one particular solution, and definitely something you want to consider. Again, for those of you, if you're watching and you're a guest, you definitely want to give our trial membership a try, because these types of questions are the things that we talk about inside the Facebook group. And also, for those who will be members, will have my exclusive attention for Q&A with Jay as well. So Billy has another question. Conceptually, I understand the profit analysis quadrant, and if you haven't heard about what that is, it's what I like to call the number one tool that actually allows you to gain access to other people's capital. Anyway, conceptually, I understand the profit analysis quadrant, and I think it can be a powerful tool. What do you mean you think it can? All right. But I think I'm with Mike in that I'm not clear on how it applies in a practical way. For instance, does quadrant 2 mean that the depreciation payment that I receive goes to the investor, or do they claim it on their taxes as they'll have ownership stake in the property? The second one, any help here would be great. So at the end of the day, when we're using the profit analysis quadrant, Billy, you can give away or keep any portion of any one of the 4 benefits that you want to. In this particular case, depreciation is probably the most complicated, even more complicated because you are outside the country. But that doesn't mean it can't be done and passed along that way. So in order to pass the Q2 benefits of depreciation to someone, yes, they have to be in an equity position or ownership position on that particular entity or asset in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully that clears it up. If not, just type it in the Facebook group and we'll do some more follow-up on that one. We have a question. All right. Matthew is asking, another Cashflow 101 game this weekend. What should I ask the group to possibly stir up some leads? Excellent. Got it. So Matthew, many of you know that one of our favorite marketing strategies is to play the Cashflow 101 game. It still is my favorite marketing strategy. It's a fun thing to do. He's asking what he should ask the group to possibly stir up some leads. So Matthew, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. When you log in, I want you to go over to, where'd it go? Courses. So I'm going to go over here to the courses section. And right here, it says cash flow training. So on this cash flow training, I've got 2 instances. We have some more of my recordings of me actually doing this. Just scrub all the way to the end. Skip straight to the end. When if you want to look at one. Okay. So when you get there, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to just skip straight to the end, all the way towards the end. And when you get towards the end, you'll see me do the very same call to action that I've always done. Is the audio for the computer turned off? Okay. I just realized they might be hearing both. Okay, good. So, what'll happen is as we get towards the end, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about and how I do the call to action so that you can generate appointments for yourself. That's the best way for you to be able to begin to execute on that information. Because there's, also, if you look right here, Matt, I want to show you inside the members area, you've got the PowerPoint and Keynote version of exactly what I do, as well as inside your player package, which inside the Keynote and PowerPoint version is literally the scripts word for word that I'm saying that you'll be able to download and follow. So that's going to be the best way for you to do that at the end of the day. All right, let's see. Billy, Lowana has a question. Tax liens. Says, I love it. See, all of the new members these are all individuals. There's just so much information that we have that we want to share. And all of these questions are coming from all the new stuff that they've, been having to have access to, which is great. So Luana's like, wholesaling a tax lien. I never thought of that. This video, will remind me to keep my mind open to the opportunities all around. Would you only sell it for face value, even though the lien is selling at a premium? The face value is $56,232. However, the buyer of the lien must remit $59,200. It's still a great deal because it's paying 18% interest rate. Perfect for a retirement plan. Thanks for the tip. Luana, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. You could, however you can sell it. The point is, long as you still give a good deal, whatever the good deal and value, keywords. Remember, value is always, in the eye of the beholder. It's not in our eyes. We have a certain value, but they also have a certain value. So if you're going to go out there and execute these, whatever I would say is standardize your fee so it's always the same. That way you don't have to try to recalculate it all the time. If it's going to be and I'm making up numbers right now. If it's going to be $1,000 fee or a $500 fee, okay, cool. Or maybe if you don't want to do a flat dollar amount, do a percentage. It's a 10% fee, whatever. Just make sure it's standard and always the same. And I think you'll be completely fine as well. Jill. Hey, Jill. How you doing? For now, I am aiming on wholesaling. Yep. As my business target. Okay. If I find private funding resources, should I be thinking of the private funding resource as a resource for my buyers? Absolutely, Jill. That's a great way to put it. Until you are ready to use the capital, don't quote unquote waste the lead. Serve the person who has capital looking to invest. Even if they don't give it to you, but you help them find a deal that they can give it to, you still earn credibility points, quote unquote. I wish there was a scoring system for that, right? There's no FICO for that one. But if there was, you would actually score points for that in this particular case. So that's definitely a great thing for you to do. Would 100% recommend it. Michelle, again, tax lien strategy. So that you probably have guessed it by now, but tax liens is a strategy that we talk about inside our members area. And here's the thing. It's the only place we talk about it. You can't get it any other way. There are a number of things that you can't get any other way, and this just happens to be one of them. All right, it says, this is an excellent strategy to creating another stream of income, but what kind of investor is willing to wait 2.5 years to make $1,000? If this person or these folks were interested in this, would they have to have a self-directed retirement plan? Okay, you hit the nail on the head. The investor identity here is a person who is willing to wait. On the investor identity scale, there's one piece called a time horizon. Time horizon. I didn't invent that word. I'll just show you. Horizon. Time horizon. And it just simply is one of the many things to keep in mind as when you start talking about time horizon, it's when does the person, and here's the question that you're going to be interviewing when you're interviewing your investors. Here's the question that you talk about is, when are you intending on using the money again? If they've got $10,000, $50,000, whatever it is, and they say, well, I'm not intending on using the money for, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, then that could be a perfect person in that situation. If they say, no, I need it back within 12 months, they're probably not the one. So, and that's how you're going to find that information out. By saying, hey, do you want to wait 2 years before you earn $1,000? I don't think anyone, when phrased that way, is ever going to say yes. Okay. So that's definitely something you just want to keep in mind as you go through this process. All right. Let's see. So, and yeah, they can buy it in any way they want. They don't have to have a self-directed retirement plan in any way, shape, or form. So, Michelle has another question. Wow. Is it a coincidence that B and I are in the right quadrants and E and S are on the left quadrants? Michelle, I thought about that too. I did not. I don't know. For those of you who might be wondering what she's referring to, again, this is why we created, anyway, inside Cashflow Foundation, if you've recently participated in an event with me, live event, you probably you at least were able to get access to this particular course. And what she's referring to is what we're talking about here in this foundation course video number 6, course number 6. We talk about the cash flow quadrant made famous by Robert Kiyosaki, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know if there's a coincidence. I didn't make it. It's not mine. I find it interesting though. That's all I'm going to say on that. So there you go. Woo! Syndication. All right. We'll get there. Okay. Is there any questions over there? No? Oh, what is the Facebook group name? The Facebook group, well, the only way to get to the Facebook group is through the membership. So you would have to, let me show you how to do that. For those of you, if you haven't done it, you're going to go here. Once you log in, you're going to be right there and you're going to click the boom, Facebook group, and there you go. So that's what you're going to need to do. And then we verify again so that you guys understand what we do is we verify that you have an active membership. So the name on your membership account needs to match the name on your Facebook account. I can't tell you how many emails we get. You haven't accepted me. Well, the first thing we're always looking at is the name the same, because otherwise we don't know who it is. And that's a challenge. So we just need your assistance. And if for some reason the two are different, that's fine. Let us know. Like there have been times where you use your spouse's credit card, but it's you who's actually there. That's fine. No problem with that, as long as you asked your spouse it was okay, right? But let us know, because it destroys our system and ability to make sure that you're in there. Anyway, was that it? Okay, so Haya is asking, what is syndication? Well, first, Haya, let me see. How many pages is this book? Okay, that's all the appendixes. I don't want the appendix. So before we get to the appendix, it's like 187 pages, 188, 190 pages. This book is called The Principles of Real Estate Syndication. This is literally the book on syndication. It has no pictures, as in none. Really small print. It may put you to sleep, but it's the key to unlocking a lot of the things that you want to do inside your real estate business. Now, if you want a shortcut to understanding what a syndication is, I'm going to go over here. Perfect. So episode 90, Cash Flow Diary Podcast, episode 90, I actually interviewed the man who wrote the book, Samuel Freshman. He's literally the guy on the front cover. You can listen to the entire interview. It'll help you to understand real estate syndication. Okay. Let me go back. It says, Jay, so when would that equity partner get his cut? Got it. The equity partners get paid is what is known as a variable payment, meaning they don't get paid, they don't have a guaranteed payment. They get paid when you get paid. Whenever there's a withdrawal from the entity or the company, it's an accounting thing at the end of the day. But whenever there's a distribution from the company, that's when everybody's getting paid. They're going to get paid at the same time. So that's the simple way to answer that particular question. Okay, so I see another question. Who's this? Rhonda. Rhonda. Excellent. Rhonda, I'm working on getting a property under contract this week. Look, excellent. Looking at a fourplex in Philly. Awesome. The fourplex has 2 1-bedrooms and 2 2-bedrooms. One bedroom is vacant, asking 138. Fair market value is 150. Motivated seller, older gentleman, doesn't want to be a landlord anymore. Long-term tenants, 2 have 10 plus years each, and the 3rd unit was recently upgraded for a newer tenant. Need estimate $15,000 in rehab. Current rent roll is $1,420. Is that $1,420 for the 3 units, or is that $1,420 for all 4? That's the first question, Rhonda. So here are my 3 offers, all cash, 45. Wow. I like Rhonda. All cash, 45,000 closed in 4 weeks. Option 2, 3350 down with seller finance. That almost looks like scientific notation the way you wrote that. It took me a second. I'm like, what is she talking about? Anyway, the 3,350 down payment with seller finance of the balance, amortized for 80 months at 503 per month, closed by January 30th, or option 3, private capital deal. What is 85? So you're going to raise the capital, close in 90 days. I want to buy and hold. Would you propose lower payments on option 2 with a shorter term, 5 years, or refi after 60 months? Need some help, please. Got it. All right. First of all, I don't think it sounds like this is not that refi type of play that we would normally do this with at all, because you don't have enough room in the upside to make sure that you can get that refinance. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm looking at. I don't like that option at all. Second, when we're doing the 3 offer method, you don't want to put the close. Do not put close as part of you let that go. That's irrelevant. You're trying to use that as a justification as to why you're saying these other numbers. Get rid of the close date 100% from anything that you're offering in that sense. So, and then third, you want to follow the same format. Always lead with the total dollar amount. It's here's the price and how we're going to pay you. It's 45,000 all cash. Option 2 looks like you're trying to say 67,000. Okay, cool. So it's 67,000, 3,350 today, and then $503 per month until paid. Let me actually do the math real fast. Hold on. 503. Where is the calculator? Okay. So 503 times 180 is 90. Hold on, girl. No. You need, okay, hold on. 63 point. By the way, don't do this scientific notation thing anymore. It's messing with me. I'm like, what is she saying? 63 plus 3350. No. Okay. All right, Rhonda. All right. Option number 2. We never lead with paying interest. Why are you don't do that, please. Don't, and if you do it, don't tell them you learned it here. Okay. I don't know. So I'm going to redo option number 2. So option number 2, again, we're going to follow the same format. First one was $45,000, all cash. Second one is going to be $67,000. You get $3,350 today, and you want to do 180 months. Okay. So, let's see, 65 divided by 180. Yeah. You're going to do $3,350 today, and I'll pay you $354 a month until paid. That's where you start this negotiation for option number 2. Number 3, okay, it's now $85,000, but that's also an all cash offer. So I don't like option number 3 at all, by the way. If you're following, I don't know where you got those from, but here's the format you should be following. Again, I'm going to go back to the membership because this is, it actually helps me because it's like easier. That way I know you guys are getting the same information. So for those of you who may have access to our wholesaling information, or more importantly, deals at discounts course, here's what we're talking about. When you log into deals at discounts, you're going to hear the information that you need in order to put your 3 offer method together. And it's always going to follow the same basic format. That basic format is going to be, like I said, all cash. The option number 2 I'm going to skip for the moment and come back to it. So the option 1 is all cash, option 2, then option 3. And you know what? It'll be better if I just write it down, won't it? All these wonderful things we've got at our disposal these days. Option 1 is all cash. Option 2, and then option 3. Okay, and option 3 is going to be 100% seller financing. And option 2 is going to be a mix of option 1 and 2. Okay, mix of option 1 and 2. All cash, mix of option 1 and 2, 100% seller financing. Hopefully all that makes sense. Now, it's option number 2 that needs the most work, as we've already discussed. 100% seller financing, because your goal is to actually upset them to some degree. I'm taking them on this emotional journey. Option 1, low all cash offer. It's going to make them angry. Option 2, or maybe it not. Maybe it actually fits their needs and they're all right with it. If they stop there, great. Option 2, it's a mix of option 1 and 2, and they go, okay, maybe, I don't know. They're not sure yet until they look at option 3. When they look at option 3, it puts them back in saying, hey, option 2 is the one that makes sense. And you put option 2, you make option 2 the one that you actually want them to take, but you need to be satisfied with them taking any one of them, because you never know. They could completely surprise you in that situation. All right. So Jackson, no? Oh, I says, hey, Jackson, got it. No pictures. Yes, no pictures in that book at all. Hi, Jay. I was viewing a property manager's collection process and noticed a clause in which they keep late. Oh, it didn't seem right to me. Is there a clause option in which the owner collects the fee, if any? It feels like this would give the manager incentive to be passive with collecting the rent and cashing on some additional income. Yeah, Julio, you're absolutely right. I would bring up the same thing. It's not so much that you need another clause. You guys need to have a discussion. Remember, an offer is an invitation for a conversation. That property manager agreement that you're looking at is their offer to you. They are inviting you to discuss with them the terms of the arrangement. I do this all the time. Especially with property managers. We go rounds. They go through me, then they go through the operations person, then they go to the CFO, and then they come back to me. And then we have our property management agreement. It's like, whoa. That's just how we do it. So, and you're absolutely right. That is a perverse incentive is what we call that. That's a very perverse incentive, not something I would want to do in any way, shape, or form. So hopefully, that helps you, Julio, in some way, shape, or form. Again, one of the things that I like about the live show is, as you can probably tell, that there are people who are there that, yeah, you send some in, but we're actually chatting in a box, and you get the opportunity to hear. All right, hear? I don't know. I was going to say I get the opportunity to hear from you. It's more like I get the opportunity to read from you, and you get the opportunity to hear from me, and semi, we'll call it real time, making that happen. And obviously, as a Cashflow Core member, you have the opportunity to have all of the recordings. So even if you can't participate live, they are absolutely still there. But here's the question. Is there a question out there that you have never had answered that is bugging you in the back of your head that you know if it got unstuck and you got it clear that you could actually make some more progress? Well, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Go over to the website, cashflowdiary.com/reviews. I want you to join us on the next episode of Q&A with Jay so that I can answer that question for you. All right. So go over to cashflowdiary.com/reviews. It's going to ask you to leave a review for the podcast. Please do that. Say something great. And it's going to give you instructions so you can actually join and see what it is that we've got going on for yourself. Anyway, talk to you soon. Let's get back to it. All right. Katie has a question that she sent in. It says, getting organized and courageous enough to start cash flow games because I know I'm going to have to do it. Good thing I like playing games. Katie, first of all, I want to work with your language. You don't have to do anything. You're choosing to do. Choosing to do something is way more powerful than feeling obligated to do it. All right. For example, the Cashflow Core membership. It's totally optional. in the sense that there's no contract. It's month to month. Just make sure after the 7-day trial, you pay your $97 at the end of the day. That's all we're saying. Cancel anytime. Doesn't really bother us. What I am saying to you though, Katie, is the same thing I said earlier, is under the courses tab, since you're concerned about the cash flow training, and this is one of the reasons why we're, again, excited, because now we can focus our time and energy. You see right now, when you look at this cash flow training, part of what you see is, yeah, you got the video and you've got over here the documents in terms of the PowerPoint and the player package. One of the things that we're creating, again, don't start emailing us just yet, but the only people who are going to have access to it, again, are our members. We're going to give you those process documents, you will, how to set up the room. We're going to be having that internal conversation in a very similar fashion, such as this, and some of our content-only members content-only webinars and information, so that you guys know how to set up your rooms and make sure that you can have a checklist and all those types of things. So all of those things are what is going by being a member, by us no longer having to focus on create a brand new something and figuring out how to get that brand new something to a whole bunch of people. Well, you guys are already going to be here and you're going to begin to receive these types of benefits after we get through this. You know, this is right now a really big transition month, helping all the existing people know that, hey, this is here. You need to switch. Click the little link in the email that we sent you, that type of stuff. That's what's important. And then we'll continue. And if you haven't gotten that email link, we will send out another email making sure that you did get it, because many of you should have it if you're an existing customer. If not, then your job is to start the trial. Boom. Very simple right there. And that's what we're going to talk about right now, or talk about in a second. Regarding Rhonda's deal, should option 3 be $90,000 at $500 a month until paid? It could be. Yeah. Hold on. Let's go look at it. Let me see. Where was Rhonda? Oh, that's right. It was up here. Oh, it was up there. I was like, where'd it go? I'm like, how do I find it? Okay. It was 45,000. So I'm going to write that down. Option 1, she had 45,000. Option 2, it was 67,000. Option 3 is 90,000. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that could work. I like that. Yeah. Absolutely. Now that I see it that way, sure. Option 3, long as it's 100% seller financing with no down payment, I don't really care. But the number should go up if you're not going to pay anything up front. And what's likely to happen is that this is likely, if you do it, it's likely to cause a conversation, which is fine. That's exactly what you were after in the first place, is the conversation. Okay. Is the conversation. So just keep that in mind. And there you go. Excellent. We're good. All right. Excellent. Getting organized. Good thing I like playing games. Yes. You can do it. And Katie, some additional information you will want to review to help you to develop, as you say, the courage to host cash flow games. I promise you it's not as challenging as you think. It's actually a lot more fun. Where is it going to be? Understanding foundation video number 5, the 4 levels of learning. That's number 1 for sure. And then number 5 and 14, I think will help you understand the types of people that are going to be coming to your game so that you can be prepared for nearly anything. And then number 5 is just going to help you understand the process that you're going through right now as you learn how to host a cash flow game. 3rd, go to Toastmasters. It's going to help you out a lot. What's this? Billy, your cereal milk bowl analogy clarified my question on raising money or finding the property, solving the problems first. Thanks. Yes, I thought it might. And you're not the only one who has it, Billy. That's why we put it in a video. It's because we're like, okay, we got this one again. So a lot of those frequently asked questions. In fact, if you want, you can go over to youtube.com/cashflow diary. Again, very good idea to become a subscriber there on the YouTube channel. because when you get there on the playlist, it says frequently asked questions. We've got 14 frequently asked question videos. I'm sure more will be coming over time. But the point is that they're sitting there for you for that very reason, because that's one we get, my friend. We get that one a lot. John, question, he was watching our webinar. Okay. How do I find the customer? That's a great question, John. One of the things that we do is we teach lead generation strategies. So this, what I'm about to show you, John, is actually not a part of the Cashflow CORE membership. It's actually one of our additional courses. So you have your monthly membership fee that includes nearly everything that I've shown you. And I'm going to go through it here in a minute. But we have an income infusion, which is about sales, ninja negotiations, and lead machine. You can ask Sep about lead machine a lot, because basically and this is important for you guys to understand. When I was first getting started, that probably sounded really bad. When I was first getting started, I didn't have the funds for marketing and resources, that type of stuff. I didn't know how to do that. So, since I couldn't do that, marketing and that type of stuff, what I did, is I had to develop ways to generate leads with no to low funds, no money, no funds. And basically that's what this entire course is about. And it teaches you literally how you can become a walking lead machine. That's exactly what happens. Everywhere you go, even in Starbucks and your Walmart and Target, you're at the bank or the Apple store, everywhere you go, you end up generating leads, whether you want to or not, because you're doing all the right things pretty much on automatic pilot. So, and the best way to find the customer that's one of the ways. Now, if you've already read the book, Cashflow Diary, 10 Steps to Creating Wealth in Any Economy, you know that the other way is just to go to a networking event and say, hi, my name is Jay. I'm a wholesaler. What that means is that I buy property at a discount and I sell property at a discount. What type of investing are you looking to do? Those are the things that make the hugest, is that a word? It is today. That makes a difference. See, I didn't graduate from college, so I don't know. Maybe I make up words sometimes. But doing that and saying it more frequently than not saying it will completely help you. So keep that in mind. I see another question. What does it say? Haven't studied wholesale class yet. I understand. But how did Rhonda go from fair market value of 150 to an offer of 67? I would think the seller would decline, or are we back to just getting a conversation going? Got it. Marvin, yes, good point. I understand what you would think. The seller, they may decline. Here's the point. It doesn't matter. You're not trying to necessarily get a yes with your offer. That is so not what I'm after here. I don't care. I'm not trying to get a yes. I'm trying to make an offer. I'm trying to get the conversation going. But more importantly than that is, for those who have ever participated in our live mastermind groups, one of the initial exercises, and it's always fun seeing this, one of the initial exercises I ask everyone to do, and I'm going to ask you guys to do the same thing. It'll help you. The next time you go to any retail establishment, they're all trained to ask you one very important question. That question is, would you like anything else with that? Would you like anything else with that? That's it. They're all trained to ask you. The next time you're at the next time you're at a retail establishment and they ask you that question, here is your response. Say these exact words, do not deviate. 100%, write them down. Get a piece of paper, write them down. Yes, and I mean now. And if I could, I'd look over your shoulder and tell you, you write them down. All right, here they are. When they say, is there would you like anything else? Your answer is yes, a 10% discount, please. That's it. Now, they may decline. That's okay. They may not. Here's the lesson. You don't know. Everything that you do not know, everything that you assume, what you don't know can, will, and has always hurt you. And in this case, it hurts you because you could start off at an offer price that's just way too low or way too high. You don't know until you ask and he goes, absolutely no way would I ever accept 45 or 67 or 90,000. You don't know. You can guess. You can say, well, that's not what I would do. It's not about you. You're not the one with the problem. There are times when you would pay more for a particular service than someone else. And here's a very gentle example. Now, I've never had the privilege of going to New York. I want to go to New York. I have never been. However, here's the example. If you're in New York and you're late for something and you're trying to get somewhere on time and you, for whatever reason, you don't have a car, you're going to likely take a taxi. If there's only one taxi available and you've been waiting for 30 minutes, do you really care? Because mind you, you've got to get there. And if you get there, and I'm going to give you a hypothetical situation, you get there, you're finally going to close on the deal that's going to put $500,000 in your pocket. You got $500,000 on the line, but the only thing you got to do is show up by, let's say 6 p.m. It's 5:30. You got to get there. Now, you can argue that traffic in New York, you probably still won't get there no matter what time you leave, but you get my point. It's the only cab left. And the cabbie goes, that'll be $1,000, please. Well, at that moment, you've got a choice. Now, a cab ride across town probably doesn't normally cost $1,000. But because of the situation, would you pay the $1,000? Was it worth it? The answer is yes. All you have to do is look at the airlines to understand this. The closer it gets, like right now, if you go look up an airline ticket to leave today to go to the next place, your destination, it's significantly more expensive than the people who planned 8 months ago and bought their ticket. It's the same principle when you're making an offer. You don't know. Sometimes it'll be worth it to get, if I can just get rid of it, okay, I got rid of it. And yeah, you know what? I only got $45,000. Fine. But you don't know. And you won't know if you don't ask. And that's the problem. Most of us won't ask. And I need you to ask. So what Rhonda's doing here is perfect because I got to get you to ask. And that's just part of the wholesaling deals at discounts course that you'll eventually make your way to, Marvin. It's all good. I've asked and I have received. Funny thing is that it has happened in line at Target, a couple of eating establishments. It's funny. Exactly. Just think about it. The times when you actually do get the 10% discount, how many times have you been at that store not asked? How much money could that have been? I mean, I don't know, but just think about it. You're like, man, I left a lot of money, quote unquote, on the table. Yes. You know why? Because you didn't ask. You didn't have to do any additional service. You didn't have to provide any more value. You didn't have to go buy 12 more items. You just had to ask. And that's my whole point in saying this with you guys. Ask. So keep that in mind. Thanks, Sepp and Sandra. Are you talking about the LED name tag? Kyle, that is definitely one of many strategies that we are talking about inside the Lead Machine course. But we go through some online strategies, lots of offline strategies, because that's what I know or knew at that time inside the Lead Machine. And we go through them. And as you go through them, if you do the exercises as I'm going through Lead Machine with you, here's what will happen. You'll generate leads as we go. Literally, as you're watching the information, if you stop and pause the video, do the exercise, and then start the video again, by the time you're done with the course, and I guess that one is 2.5 hours. It looks like 2.3 hours. By the time you're done with the course, you will have leads. It's pretty awesome, actually, in my opinion. I kind of like it that way. So just keep that in mind as you're going through. Anyway, let me see. Let me see. Love that, and it works. I kind of did that today and got $36 off a membership and a $50 dining card. Exactly. Just ask. You never know. See, that one tip was worth $86 to her today. $86. What is it? How long does it take you to earn $86 right now? I mean, I don't know. What do? You know, just think about it. And as you continue to do and implement these things, I think you'll love it. Anyway. At the end of the day, you guys, you probably have seen and guessed, as we've said before at the beginning, we're going to be switching everything over into the membership area. For those of you watching, all you have to do is click the banner below to get started at the $1 for 7 days. Then it's $97 a month. And what I heard from a lot of you guys is that you kind of like the audiobook. One of the things that we're doing, at least for the moment, this may not be, I don't know if you're watching this as a recording, this may not be there forever, but it is there for right now, because many of you don't know this, but literally, 1 year ago, yes, one day and 1 year ago. That's what I was trying to say. Is that accurate? Okay, close enough. One day or a year ago yesterday. That's the phrase. A year ago, yesterday. Yes. A year and a day. Whatever. A year ago was the first day we ever posted anything about Q&A with Jay. In fact, we'll be a year old in a few days. It's kind of interesting. And we didn't really call it that then. We didn't really know. We didn't even think nobody would watch, but you guys keep watching and you like the information, and we're doing our best to take you guys to the next level. So I want you to get started with the trial because you should. But I'm going to give you a reason, and that's going to be the audiobook. The audiobook will be included with your 7-day trial. Whether you continue past 7 days or not, I don't care. I care that you have the audiobook. Another thing to understand is that inside the audiobook, you may have the physical book, you may have read the ebook, but inside the audiobook is completely new information that was not put in either of those other mediums, so that you'd have even more information, because I want to make sure that you understand everything that's going on in my world so that you can go out there and do the same thing in your world. And as you have seen, I've been demonstrating, and as I go through answering the questions, you can see how all of these, how this particular thing works here. Once you log in, you'll get, all of this is going to get delivered to you automatically. I know that we touch about 66 countries now. In terms of our reach and people. So this does work regardless of where you live. Again, you got to have two things specifically. You've got to be, able to own and control or own own property. You got to have the legal right to own real estate, and you got to be near people. So long as you've got those two things, then you're golden, and that's great. And especially as it relates to raising private capital, our Capital's Creators course, it works as long as you know people. I've done this. This information works very well for the people in Estonia, because they're still out there raising capital, deals at discounts, works in multiple countries. Again, what's important is that you get the information now. And I included Cashflow Foundations because it is think of it as a personal development course on steroids that'll get you started. If you're thinking about how do I do my goals? How do I make something happen this year? How do I become this new person that I want to be so I can go out there and get deals done? This is definitely the information for you under our courses. Marvin, I am running a number of ads and hope you can critique my audio card. Okay, where is it? Whoa, it disappeared. Okay, let me know when you get it back. So, but this is part of the Cashflow courses. So you got the profit analysis quadrant, market analysis videos. I've heard from people that the information in the market analysis video in and of itself is very, very awesome. But as you can tell, the courses are all here. So you've got, was it like 9 at this moment? 10? Or sorry, there are 10 that are available. The membership includes 7 of them. It does not include income infusion, which is sales, ninja negotiation, as well as lead machines. These are separate, but it does include how to find deals at discounts and go out there and make some money, how to raise all the capital you need. And we are currently in the process of recording our multifamily class as well, which will also be included. The Cashflow Foundations, profit analysis quadrant, market analysis videos, as well as basic business disciplines, all are part of that core information that you need to go out there and become successful, as well as having your own marketing strategy using the cash flow game. Then also included inside the core membership is we have lots of our coaching and live sessions. So anytime if I have a coaching call with someone and I record it, This often happens. Many of our groups, we have a group coaching call. So all of the members get together one time a month and we have a call and we talk about whatever's going on with your deals and your information so that we can help you guys make that next step. From some of these, we're beginning to upload a lot of the older information. So some of the older coaching calls, but also some of the live workshops when I'm invited to go places. I know this year I'm on the schedule to go many different places. And you can watch like an entire 2-day workshop or an entire, I don't know, if you really want even that much more information. And when we're talking about the raising private capital calls, this is that tax lien video that everyone's been referencing, as well, so that you have the information about it. Live, what's this? Oh, okay, got it. So when we're talking about a live session or a live lesson, speaking of which, while I'm thinking about it, that's going on right now. Look, that's us. So if you're in the window, this looks very, very familiar to you right there. That's just an unfortunate face to stop that on. So, you can see that as we continue. That's where all the live information is going to be. Speaking of live, for those of you that are members this Saturday, we'll be doing a cash flow game and we're intending on broadcasting that live. So if you're not coming to it in person, you'll be able to log in right here in the live section and you'll be able to watch me do yet another cash flow game, live as well. So definitely want to make sure that you make that happen for yourself. Then, the diary component, we're going to beef this up as the year goes. So don't look for more is coming, but this is us documenting what I go through on a daily basis in video and written format and all this other stuff. So that way you guys know. And you can just have that inside look if you want. And then we've got the Facebook group as well. And then we have a number of tools. So we've got ebooks on wholesaling, raising private capital, buying and holding. Most of you have probably not even seen that one, but it's there, which is also an indication of some other things that will be coming in the future for those of you that are members, as well as multifamily. And this is another one, Investing Made Easier, networking. Literally how to go out there and generate those leads in an in-person format. The quick offer kit, many of you are familiar with, as well as our due diligence checklist, but the audiobook and the ebook, for those of you who go ahead and start your trial, we'll make sure that we add the audiobook to this in celebration of us it's our birthday and we're giving you the gift. That's not right, but oh well, it's all good. Additionally, many of you again, I constantly tell you, keep logging in because as new things get made, you automatically get these things added to your membership at no additional cost. But so long as you stay a member, that continues to happen for you. Is Cashflow Foundations, because there's the Cashflow Foundations I've now been doing as a live presentation. So you can get these slides from that presentation, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing. I don't know if enough of you really, really get this. Is that information is only as relevant as to its timeliness. If we were teaching you real estate strategies from the 1940s, it wouldn't matter. It just wouldn't matter today. I'm sure there'd be some stuff, but not enough. And you've got to understand that the rate at which information changes today because of the internet is maybe 6 months, maybe a year before half of what you just learned is completely irrelevant. And you got to feel like you start all over. It's almost like when you go on vacation for a week and you feel like the company changed and you come back and you got to relearn a whole bunch of stuff. Like what happened? This is no different. And that's why we're doing it this way. It makes it easier for us to get you the most relevant information. And you guys are going to be the ones to have access to that relevant information through our monthly calls, our live updates, and Q&A with Jay, so that you have the continuation of being able to ask and get your questions answered. Sorry, I did it again. Let's go back. And then we're going to have the progress tracker, which again does that. It tracks your progress so that you guys have the ability. You can look at whatever courses you are currently enrolled in, and you can see that one I'm 100% complete on. I'm 100% complete on my own stuff. Isn't that good? It's kind of funny though. I'm 100% complete there. Obviously you can tell the ones that I haven't watched, and it'll make it very, very easy for you to pick up right where you left off. So that way you don't have to try to mentally remember all of those things. All of these things are what's included. Understand, all of it is what's included. And I need to score this home for those of you watching for the first time. What was everything that I just went over, for example, if I just did deals at discounts by itself was normally $497. Capital creators, teaching you literally how to go out there, raise capital, is $1,497. So we're at $2,000. The multifamily class by itself is $1,997. So now we're at $4,500, and they're worth every penny, because many of the people who are already members, they purchased these things separately and they've made their money back and their investment back many times over. We've never charged for these because they've always been bonus type things. So they're partly bonus things. And then you've got other information here that in and of itself has the ability to make you tens of thousands, dare I say millions of dollars, if you're willing to use it. Nearly everything in this lesson library has just never been available. And you got to understand, all the new information you're just going to get added to your account all the time, so long as you're a member. And that's why understanding that the tools area, this Cashflow Foundations, I'm almost willing to bet most of the people watching right now didn't even know it was there because, well, we just put it there. And the point is that you'll have access to it so that you have the ability to go out there and become a bigger version of yourself. Anyway, it's a long way of saying that I'm excited about it. This is the direction we're headed. I can tell that you guys are somewhat excited about it too, which is great. And I want to make sure that you guys have access to me. Those of you who are members, you have access to me in the best way that I possibly can. And then we'll be doing, obviously, we're still going to be doing our mastermind groups so that those are live and they're delivered live. And we're doing 2 of them right now. And then we're also going to be doing, we still do the one-on-one coaching as well. So those 2 things are not going away, but we're doing our best to help everybody. We feel like we can help way more people make way more progress together instead of trying to do it one course at a time. And then we put everybody in the same Facebook group. And I think we'll make a lot more progress and have a lot more fun this year. So let's help Marvin out real fast. Marvin, this would be great, by the way, to post in the Facebook group so that you can get other people who aren't watching live, or watching right now, their opinion as well. But it says, I show people how to use their retirement funds to invest in real estate. Okay. So that they can grow their retirement, say goodbye to their W-2 job, spend more quality time with their family, and live the life that they want. So they can. Okay, got it. So Marvin, you're missing a benefit. It's I, action, verb, target market, benefit, so they can benefit. Now, so that they can, get rid of the that. That's really what's bothering me. And you only need one benefit at the end of the day. So take one benefit and drill it deep. Take one benefit and drill it deep. Not try to cover 15 different benefits because you're trying to cover 40 different people. I want you speaking to one person. No, go back. I'm not done. So, you're missing a benefit before so they can. So I show people how to use their retirement funds to invest in real estate. That's your target market. You don't have the benefit piece. And I'm just like, okay, I, action, verb, target market, benefit, so they can benefit. All right. Do you know anyone that might be interested in a service like that? Yeah, that part's fine. So hopefully that helps. Was there another question? Oh my gosh, they're having a completely different conversation. Cool. Can you put one on your car? What are these? Oh, the LED badge. Okay. Wow. Okay. What time is the cash flow game this Saturday? That's a good question. I should know that, but I don't actually. We'll, stay tuned, Billy. We'll probably have it posted somewhere on the events tab so that you can see it. Can we network playing cash flow online? Not really, Ren. That has not been very effective. That's why I always teach people how to do it in person. Jay, where do I find tax lien strategy, and what's your opinion on buying properties at tax sales, redemption period expired? They transfer. Oh, yeah. I don't like redemption. Well, if the redemption period has expired, fine. And I only deal in tax sales. I only personally like the ones that are tax deeds, not tax liens. So you said, where can you find the tax lien strategy? So if you're looking right here, Kyle, it's under the lesson library. And then as you can see, we started to organize the content. Y'all can thank Jacob for that. So right here, when you click tax liens, it boom pops up. There you go. So that way you have access to it. It's only like a 17-minute video, but it's 17 minutes that will make you some money. All right, Ren, that's a great idea. I've been meaning to ask Jay how we can turn our cars into a lead generation machine. Jay, yes, we can talk about that step in a future, at a future time for sure. If anyone plays Cashflow online, let me know. That'd be great. Actually, things call you soon at Cloud, depending on the state, you get the property, blah, blah, blah. Is there anything else, Marvin? No? Would you use your car as you could, how would you use your car as a lead generation? Yes, we'll definitely talk about that. One is that the game in Torrance. Okay, cool. It's 1 p.m. Pacific time, Billy. Pacific time. So I guess that's 9, I think, 2100 for you. So that should work out very, very well. That way you don't have to stay up so late. Perhaps the same place. You got your laptop decal, large sticker that covers your back window. Yes, Kyle is on the right track. Kyle is on the right track as to what you would do. So with all of that being said and my computer battery being at 13%, we are going to call it quits before something breaks. However, I want to make sure before we end that you guys know that we still have the podcast, cashflowdiarypodcast.com. Go there. Q&A with Jay it's been fun talking to you guys. As a reminder, just to remember, Q&A with Jay will only be a member benefit, for members in the not too distant future. So get your trial started now. We'll go ahead and still get you the audiobook. Start with the video just below. What was that? The live tab? Oh, okay. Got it. So, click on, is it under here? Or would it be under there? No, it's only going to be on the other one. So yeah, I'll just show them where it is then. Cashflowdiary.tv. Okay, we're at 11%. I can see the battery going down. So right here, just click this. When you click this, you should be taken straight to the order form. Everything looks like it's perfect. And you can see we've already got the audiobook sitting there for you. And you've got 7 days. The $97 a month. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside so that we get the opportunity to help you more deeply, more clearly all the time. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.